Greetings, magnificent galactic spirit, to daily Mayan calendar insights and consciousness upgrades. Did you know that the ancient Mayans, in their deep understanding of how consciousness shapes metaphysical realms, they foresaw the divine shift and awakening through their sacred calendar, and they bestowed upon humanity day by day spiritual guidance designed to awaken and accelerate our journey into our highest potential. So welcome, beloved galactic spirit, to a few sacred moments beyond space and time where we're going to engage your conscious presence to align with the loving universal galactic spirit, the essential heart of your source, the primal fractal of you. And we're going to do something very interesting today. We are starting a new 13-day cycle, of storm. Storm is all about breaking down to break through into new transformation, into new reinvention. And storm happens to be very interesting because it's the yearly energy too, which we'll talk about in a minute. And we are also going to look about how the two cycles work within the framework of the Mayan calendar. And it's so easy and simple, and I've never shared this with you before, so we're going to do that today with a focus on storm, the energy of today and the energy of our 13-day cycles. So ask yourself right now, how are you going to awaken stillness in your storming self in a world full of chaos? How are we going to calm the storm within ourselves to break through of old patterns into self-reinvention? And I want you to know that personally, nobody needs this more than me, because there's so much going on in the world. I've got so many moving parts, not only what's happening in my external world, but how I'm bringing galactic spirit in my skincare, and everything's coming together. And there's a lot of moving parts. So what storm teaches us is how to go within and to calm the storm. So let's reclaim today's magnetic storm, magnetizing our inner stillness toward us, toward you. Everything starts with you, guiding you to self-mastery, which elevates your highest soul self. So today, what we're going to do is, and every day, is to approach each day with the simple process, one birthright a day, magnetic storm. How are you attracting stillness? To calm your inner storm, to break through what no longer serves you. And what this does, it offers you mental and emotional freedom into multidimensional manifestation, to experience more, get rid of the pain, and enjoy more joy in more time. So think about what this means, what magnetic storm means to you. But before we do, I want to show you something. Here is our vision board for the 13 days of storm, breaking down to break through, letting go what doesn't serve in order to storm through into what we are wanting to become. And when you think about storm, think about the calm before the storm. By the way, I think we have a storm looming right for us right now. I'm in the west coast of Florida. I think her name's Helena, and she snuck out of nowhere. So here, storm is hurricanes are kind of a metaphor for what you want to have happen in your life. Yeah, there's the calm, the anticipation, the thunder and the lightning and the wind and the water washing away what doesn't serve us, leaving us with a clear palette. So that is what the 13 days cycle that is happening right now, starting with the first day of storm. But I want to show you the process of before the 13 days of storm. Let me show you in the compass. Here's our 13 days of storm. Starting with day number 1, 2, 3, 4, and the first day of the 13-day cycle is always has always the micro energy, the magnet, because we're magnetizing the same energy toward us. That's always day number 1. But we just came out of World Bridger, and the 13-day cycle before that was Skywalker. The 13 days before that was Human. But I want to talk about World Bridger. We're in a very, very important time, not only for ourselves, but where we are out in the world. World Bridger, and I put together the vision board for you so you could see it. This was the 13 days that came before. World Bridger is all about bridging worlds. This magnet's not going to stay on the vertical right this minute. I don't know why, so I'm not even going to try. World Bridger is about breaking down worlds. What is the world we are living in right now? I said the word we. We are living in right now, and the world we want to live in. Gandhi said, as you know, if you want to be the change in the world, you have to change within yourself. So I love how the ancient Mayans were so brilliant in their wisdom to have the birthrights in succession of inner growth, because when we decide and we commit that we want to live in a better world, and we take responsibility for that, human, to travel beyond the unknown, to have the courage to travel beyond the unknown, to bridge worlds, we then can ride the storm through ease and grace. And every fractal of each other is in prep of the one before, and every time you go around the wheel, when you repeat the cycle, because you have learned the evolutions where you are in the time and place you are right now, the next time you go around, you come at a higher octave, so you learn deeper. You learn the mysteries, the wisdoms that the Mayans have unfolded for us deeper. And that is why the Mayan calendar never gets old. And just flipping to the back, I'm racing ahead a little bit. I'm just doing stream of consciousness here. That the 200, each one of these little squares on the DNA map is one of these concentrated daily energies. What's today? Magnetic storm. Very good. What is the 13-day cycle that we're in? Storm. Breaking down to break through. What was the energy that we just came out of in the 13 days? World Bridger. Very good. You just follow along. How are you bridging worlds to have the storm break down, to break through into the light and out of the chaos that we are living in right now in our outer worlds? How do we solve the outer worlds? By working on our inner worlds, one day at a time, one birthright a day, and our DNA map guides us through on a day by day cycle with just one birthright a day. So it's not like we have to conquer the whole storm. We are warriors. Where's the warrior icon for fun? Here's a fractal of ourselves. Here's our warrior. We are warriors, and our hearts are full of bravery and stamina and discipline. That's one of our fractals, one of our birthrights. But so as we go through each one of them and we engage with our warrior, as we engage with our mirror, which is the energy that happened to be yesterday. There's mirror in the World Bridger, the last 13 days in our mirror yesterday. Mirror comes before mirror, always comes in the 20-day cycle before storm. And mirror asks us to look into the mirror of ourselves. Is it clear? Is it cloudy? Do we need to polish it? Do we need to look at other reflections of ourselves? Now, I'm kind of putting a lot together for you here. I'm trying to simplify this as much as I can. If you don't understand it, it's okay. Remember what I'm sharing with you now, because, as you think about it and as you work with your birthrights, the light comes on. One birthright a day. We just moved. I'm repeating myself on purpose so it's not so you can see how simple it is. Today is the first day of the 13 days of storm. First day, storm on storm. But yesterday was the last day of World Bridger. How are we bridging worlds with the concentrated energy of mirror? Here it is on the vision boards. I'm just going to push this guy up because that guy won't stay up right now. So here we were yesterday. I can't do this at the same time. There was mirror, the reflection of ourselves in where are we in the world and how do we want to change it? How do we bridge worlds? On the last day, mirror asked us to look in the mirror, and this entire cycle and the cycle before preps us for the cycle that we're in now, and the cycle that the perpetuating cycle that we're in now, and that is, how do we break down to break through? How do we break through the chaos and into the light? After it gets dark, it gets light. And remember, dark cannot exist without the presence of life, because dark is nothing. There is only light. So our process that the ancient Mayans gave us was a cycle of day by day, one birthright a day, to reclaim the light within us. And when we're talking about the light within us, when you're looking at your DNA map, what is light? Let's talk about metaphysics now. The science of light. Light is vibrating electromagnetic frequency. Everybody says, oh, raise the vibe. Well, Galactic Spirit and the Galactic Mayan calendar helps you raise the vibe, because with every single day, it's a light-coded energy, and you'll see the green energies right inside of there, which is the DNA spiral, and also the Taurian field, the electromagnetic Taurian field that is around our body in a 3D sphere that surrounds the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole in the three-dimensional field, the Taurian field. People talk about, the field. What is the field? The field is electromagnetic energy, and through your one birthright a day, with its built-in DNA light-coded receptors, you are raising your field, assuming you are willing. The energy of human, which was a few cycles ago. There you go. We're in storm now, human, if you are willing to pay attention to one birthright a day. It's really simple, because if you just focus on one birthright a day, the rest of this that I'm telling you now, and the science and the metaphysics, which is so brilliant, is just kind of falls into place. Consciousness can override physics. Big word, big phrase. When you pay attention to the birthright of the day, you are overriding your physical world and stepping into higher states of consciousness. You are using your quantum metaphysical consciousness that's already encoded in your DNA innate, it's innate. Your DNA is encoded with light biophotons, light receptors to be activated by your one birthright a day. Let's go back to, so there's a lesson, and I want to show you something else. Let me do this right now. I'm going to take you to the calendar. I'm going to take you to the calendar that's free on galacticspirit.com. There, no, that's not the calendar. That's your free start page. On your calendar on galacticspirit.com, every single day, just as a reminder, right at the top of the page, every page, you can see what the traditional chakra is. There's the daily energy right there. Magnetic storm, it tells you right at the top, in storm ascension, what we've been talking about. And there's a little image on the upper right, which is kind of the vibe. Before language, there was symbols, and there's just a vibe about how I want you to start feeling that you are attracting, day number 1, storm, attracting the storm or the calm of the storm in order to break through the chaos. Now, you'll see right now that the calendar isn't populated, so all you need to do is sign in with your free password. This is all free, and it will repopulate again with all of the energies right here. So now we've got the calendar populated, and I want you to look at magnetic storm here. And if you don't know where you ever know where you are, just look at the Gregorian date, and it's there, and what the energies, there might be some special energies down at the bottom too, and it's an interactive calendar, so anytime you click on the energy, it will give you the explanation of the day that you are in, so you can start thinking about how you want to take compassionate action on your birthright. Because, let me have a look at you, please. Oh, yay, calendar. My camera didn't conk out. Because when you take compassionate action, which is one of your birthrights, it's the human birthright, the one that we did, the 13-day cycle we did most recently. And I'm just showing you how the fractals are of each other. Actually, I was showing you sun. Human is next. Sorry, human is next. I made a mistake because human is yellow, sun's yellow, and I was looking at them quickly backwards. Cancel clear all that because I don't want you to get mixed up. But still, the point that I'm making is you have to take compassionate action on the birthright a day at, when you're cooking dinner, when you're washing dishes, when you're driving, when you're sitting on the pot. It's a really good time to just focus on whatever birthright you are. That's a secret from a Rinpoche that I've known and loved for a long time. Buddhist Rinpoche. So wherever you are, you can, or when you take a break, bring in the energy, because that is what's going to activate the light codes within you according to what energy of the day it is, and you are building upon your birthright. And as I mentioned before, you're raising octaves. So going back to the calendar, this is what I wanted to show you, which is so exciting. So here you can click on any energy, and then we talk about the fractals. It gives you more information to start drinking in every single day. But look at the progression here. My phone is ringing. I'm going to... By the way, listen. My ringtone has the Gayatri mantra. I live in my spiritual self. Everything that surrounds me is to guide me into higher evolutionary conscious. My ringtone, the way I take a bath, the way I wash my face. And the point that I'm making here, let me come on and look at you. I'm glad the phone rang. When you surround yourself in higher consciousness and vibration is when you raise your vibration. And remember, the ancient Mayans foresaw that there was this evolutionary shift in consciousness, and they gave us the calendar because they were way smarter than we were, because it took modern quantum metaphysical science to catch up to the brilliance of how the DNA map works and the efficacy of how your one birthright a day works. Anyway, going back to the calendar, because we started talking about the, wait, one more thing. Remember, here's I told you that we are in the 13 days of storm. Breaking down to break through. Today is the attracting day, the magnetic day of how we're going to do that. And the last cycle was World Bridger. How are we bridging worlds, with the last day being mirror? How are we reflecting our love and light? And if we're not reflecting our love and light, what is it about our inner self to look within, to master ourselves within? What do we see in our reflection where it asks us to be a better person? You know, we're not perfect human beings. We're not expected to be perfect human beings. That's why we're here. That's why we're alive on the planet. But what happens at the Mayan calendar in its perfection, raising our frequency every time we go around, because we learn the lessons from each of the daily birthrights and the 13-day ascensions, we raise our frequency to a higher octave. By the way, I just repeated that 4 times. And remember how maybe the second time I said, don't worry about it if you don't understand it, and lock it away. The reason why I'm repeating myself with maybe other words is so you'll get it this time. If you don't get it this time, you've still heard it in your brain to process a few times, in order for you to start understanding the beauty of how the Mayan calendar works, and why I love it, and why I live in a temple. I live in a temple. My ringtone is a temple prayer. The Gayatri mantra is the highest of all the Hindu Vedas. So every time my phone rings, I have a charge of enlightenment. It raises my frequency, regardless of who's on the other line. I want to show you the calendar, a free calendar that you get with galacticspirit.com. Remember, you just go to your start page and add your free, you put your free password in there. Let's go down to Storm. There it is right there. Look at it. It always starts, the ascension always has a symbol of the wave. You click on it and the waves, there you go, 13-day storm wave of ascension. And it talks about what the ascension is and how you can live each of your birthrights to fulfill your destiny. There's the icon of that right now. But what did I say the day before? It was mirror. So if you ever don't know where you are on the galactic calendar, you can come get it for free, and it's super fun to click on the day before to see where you were and what happened in your daily circumstance as you were going through your life, to see how you could have been a reflection of your highest soul self. So to go backwards and forwards, I'm going to come on, with the understanding that there's no time or no space, and each one of your birthrights, whether the 13-day ascensions or the 20-day birthrights, are fractals of each other. There's 20 birthrights here, there's 20 birthrights here. They're at just different concentrations. So when you move back or forward in time, since there is no time, only us humans think that there's time. Us fifth dimensional people don't know that there's time. There is no time. There is no space. It's only an illusion of our third dimensional world. So using the calendar, we can go back and look at our reflection. Yesterday was mirror. Look at our reflection of how we acted, how we responded, what our thoughts were, what our feelings were, in whichever day we go backwards or whichever day we go forwards, and learn the lesson into conscious stillness, coming back to the 13-day energy of storm and World Bridger. I'm going to go to the calendar. I know. Where were we? Where were we in the place that we were and where we wanted to go? And how are we going to break free from that? See, sense, and feel as if you've already raised your frequency with the energies of the past and energies of the future. Because the Mayans gave us this template where our one birthright a day is going to reveal the light within us, because it is already embedded in the DNA code. There's one other thing I wanted to show you. Kind of got off track here, but I want to go back to the let me go take you back to the calendar. We just started 3 days ago. We are on the 5th day of the 28-day moon calendar. There is not 28 days every month in the Mayan calendar. Wait a minute, what did I just say? Well, let me just go back. I don't know what I just said. There is not 30 days, not 31 days, not 29 days in the Mayan calendar. In the 12-month calendar, it's very confusing. Every time, maybe because my mind works, I don't know how many days in a month unless I sing the song. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. I have to sing the song in order to know. But every Mayan moon is 28 days. So every moon is consistent, and there are 13 of them. And look how awesome that is, the number 13, because in each 13-day cycle, there's every 13 days is 13 is also representative of each ascension. So there's 13 moons, there's 13 days in ascension. Why did 13 become a bad number? Because after the Mayans saw the magic in it and started to bring the magic of 13 days into our consciousness, people who wanted to have control of us took out 13 and made it bad. 13 days ascension, 13 moon calendar. Going back to the calendar, we are on the 5th day of the calendar, and the new moon of 28 days, consistent, 13 moons, 28 days apiece, has its own cycle also, which is what I wanted to show you. We are in the blue magnetic storm year, but we are in the 13 moon, we're in the 3rd moon. The electric moon, ignite and living in holistic service. We are activating service. And here is all the micro daily energies of activating service. So what I just showed you is, here is the daily energy. within the 13-day cycle in the 28-day moon. I'm going to show it to you in a different way. Today is the concentrated energy of the 13-day cycle of storm. Today we're magnetizing storm. We're going to go through all of the nuances or fractals of storm. And storm is a fractal of you. We're magnetizing storm within us. That's day number 1. Day number 2 is lunar. It overcomes duality. Day number 3 is activating electricity. 3 is electric in the mind. Day 1 is magnetic in the brain, electromagnetic. Now, here's the cool thing. We are in the 3rd day of the ascension. So which is all about service and electrifying service. What do you think my calendar, I'm going to see if I can reboot my I've got a very fancy camera, which isn't so fancy because obviously it kicks out. What was I talking about? I was talking about every single one of these 13-day energies are specific to how you are ascending up the spiral of whatever 13-day ascension we're in. Magnetic, day 1, overcoming duality. Electric, magnetic, and we start taking this electromagnetic frequency with us as we go day by day in our electromagnetic DNA map with electrifying our electromagnetic field. We already did that. We talked about that. I'm just bringing it all together. And this is a mock-up of our 28-day moon. So we are in the 3rd moon. What did I say 3 was? Electric. So once you learn that 3 is always electric, it's always electric, and we're in the electric moon. We are in the electric moon. So that is what I wanted to show you. So as we go through each of these moons, I want to show you this before I show you it on the calendar because I think it'll be easy. So there's moon with magnetic. There's moon with overcoming duality. There's moons with electrifying and electrifying service. There's a moon with combining electromagnetic. There's the next moon is the 5th moon, which is all about your heart and taking your electromagnetic frequency from the moon before and radiating your heart chi, your heart energy, your heart prana with it. So every time we cycle through the 13, whether it's on an ascension or on a moon cycle, it always means the same. Wow, that was a great lesson that I just gave you. Here is your 13 moon calendar, free moon calendar, which not only has the nuances of each of the energies here, it has the moon. And it talks about what the moon is. And we are programming, this is not correct right now, we are programming this center energy with the yearly energy. And that is something I wanted to also talk about. I know this is long, but I haven't been on for a few days, and this is really inspiring me to talk about. We are in, so interesting, the storm year. So there's daily energies, daily cycles. There's the 13-day, if you're following along with your compass, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, the 13-day cycles, or if you're following along with your magnets, 13-day cycles. There are the 28-day cycles. And there's also yearly cycles. And we are in the yearly cycle of the storm. What is storm? It says it right on the image below, right underneath me. Break old patterns into self-reinvention. If we're in the year of the storm, started July 26th, when Sirius, the star bigger than our sun, came onto our horizon. Everything's astronomically in alignment. The same energy that caused the Nile to flood for the ancient Egyptians. I love how the Mayans and the Egyptians had it all together. So if we're in a storm year and we are in a storm cycle now, we have a real big opportunity right now to plant the seeds. Seed is our 6th day, interestingly, of our 13-day cycle of storm. It's not interesting. It's all by design, by brilliant design. Seed is a fractal of storm. Sun is a fractal of storm. All of our energies are fractals of whatever 13-day cycle and a fractal of you. Each one of these is your birthrights. Some you're better at than others, but they are all part of you. And the object is that every time you go around, whatever daily energy happens to be at the moment, is to learn from that energy and to raise your frequency with the light-coded, the built-in innate light codes that's in it, because that's what it means to raise your frequency, to take your consciousness and alter your physical world, to step into a world of metaphysics, quantum metaphysics. So storm year. How are we going to harness the storm within ourselves to create inner stillness, to break through into self-reinvention when the world's storm is storming out of fucking control? God, that felt good. The energy doesn't feel good. The fucking feels good. The intensity of what that is. Here's the secret. When we harness the storm within ourselves, integrated with all the other birthrights, all of our other birthrights, as we move through our third dimensional time and space, as we go to the grocery store, as we pick up the kids, as we go to work, as we pick up the phone from our client, as we engage our light with the world, because we have learned to harness our innate birthrights within, our light and our vibrational frequency shines brighter and lighter, and we vibrate to a higher frequency. That's where we make the impact on the world. That's how we break through the yearly storm and become that beacon of light now and forever. I want to show you something before we sign off, just because there's a really cool page that I want you to know that you have. Every day, and I showed you this at the beginning of when we started here, you get 2 free magic pages. All you need to do is get your free password. There's your calendar, which I just showed you, and I showed you a little bit how to work it. And you have a free start page. So your free start page happens every day on the calendar, and this is what you'll see when you go to it. And you can, and it, you know, it gives you it gives you a little lesson if you want to pop on this, how to access it, how to access your personal reading if you need to see that, but I'm just going to show it to you now. Free sign-in with free membership. This is just a sample of my birthright. I'm my superpower. I'm a magnetic serpent. That is my natal energy, which I was born with. You can get yours. You get yours. There it is right there, and that's where you also get your free password. But when you sign in, look at this page now. It's going to automatically repopulate like magic. It's still going to have the header of the daily energy at the top, but here it's going to have your personal energy and today's daily birthrights. So remember how I said, I want to look at you. I want to look at you. I said, you have a natal energy. That's your superpower. And we have the daily energy. So what your start page does, it gives you a reading and insights into how your daily, the daily birthright is going to layer on top as a fractal of you. So let's have a look at today. Today, my superpower is magnetic serpent. My personal information, I have the innate instinct to integrate and magnetize living potential. Keep in mind that this is just a quick 2-line snapshot of who you are. So, magnetic is all about magnetizing whatever energy birthright you happen to have. I am a magnet of serpent. My serpent is all about innate instinct. It's about initiation. Just to give you a little bit more information, and by the way, everybody, you have serpent in you too. Here we're looking at the 13-day cycle. We are going to integrate serpent on the 7th day. Serpent is all about initiation. Are you initiating into being a better person? And specifically in the storm birthright, are you initiating you breaking down to breaking through? Are you passing the test? Are you integrating your passion? Giving you another word for serpent. Are you adding your serpents to the how you've already moved through growing these energies and raising your electromagnetic field by the time you get to serpent? I'm just showing you what serpent means since I'm a serpent. And guess what? The next day in the 13-day storm ascension is World Bridger. Day number 8 is always the 13-day ascension that was before. So you always have opportunities to go through and raise your vibration using your one birthright a day. If you didn't know, if you didn't understand that, it's okay. Drop it in. One day, if you didn't get it now, it'll drop in and you'll go, oh my God, the Mayan calendar is just beyond the beyond. It is fantastic. So going to your start page, it's free. Sign it with, we've already signed in with your free birthright. And here's your personal energy right there. And here it's overlaid with your on top of your birthright. So how are you adding and up leveling and or spiraling up the energy of the day on your natal energy? And that's why I made this page. So every day you will be able to take the daily energy and apply it specifically to you as you apply it to going to the grocery store, picking up your kids, answering the phone, making dinner, whatever it is that you are doing, because Galactic Spirit is part of your life, and every day is a fractal of you. And I also gift you with the free video that explains your entire birthright. So that is another gift that I give you there. So I want to just go back and give you a proper goodbye. Today was a really great lesson. We didn't go through other things, which we typically do, but I want you to know how much I love this work, how important it is, and why I invest my time, free time, like I have free time. But this is why I give you all this for free, because I don't want you to let another day slip away without taking your consciousness, using your consciousness of the daily birthright to raise your electro day 3 magnetic frequency, to put it in the field, to vibrate at a higher vibration and break free from the ordinary and step into new paths of success, because that is what's going to elevate your consciousness. And it is so quick. You don't need years of meditation. You don't need to go to expensive conferences. You don't need exhaustive therapy, talk therapy, which kind of grows in circles when you have a spiral up opportunity to enlighten yourself every day with your light-coded birthrights, with the quantum consciousness that's already embedded, and showing up for your daily personalized birthright with the start page or the calendar is what's going to give you the progressive results, and that's where magic happens. So please like, heart, and subscribe, because as I come on periodically, give you little lessons. We are going to have a free master class that I'm preparing for you right now. But for right now, beloved Galactic Spirit, step into quantum leaps and expect multidimensional abundance, because each birthright, as I explained, is a wheel upon wheel that awakens your soul's true superpower. Instinct. And as I explained, together we participate in the evolutionary shift of global transformational consciousness. Why? Because it all starts with you. It all starts with me. If my consciousness is not in quiet stillness, then how are we going to live in a world that unfolds its magnificence, beauty, and grace? And that is where we live. We already live in that in 3D, but we allow all these external forces, or the monkey mind in our head, our egoic mind, to take over. By the way, last cycle, World Bridger, where are you? Where were you? And where did you want to go? World Bridger is also about calming the egoic mind, bridging worlds. World Bridger says, naughty egoic mind. Certainly I got one. You are not the boss of me. My soul self is the boss of me. And now we are moving into calming the storm, because we are primed and we are prepped. It's like prepping for the hurricane that's coming in the Gulf right now. We're ready to go. Be ready to go. Step into the quantum leap for your multidimensional abundance. Awaken your true soul's power through every daily light-coded birthright, because together we make that evolutionary shift. We take the yearly birthright of storm, and we weather the chaos on the outside world together as we inwardly transform our consciousness. Today was a powerful day. Today is a powerful day. From my heart to yours, I gave you all the goods. Why? Because I see the difference that paying attention to one birthright a day makes in my world. And I know without hesitation, without an inch of doubt, I know from heart to heart it will make a difference in your life too. From my heart to yours, namaste and much love, always.